Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. I'm your host, not Joe Rogan. And with me tonight is nobody, because I'm alone.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, off camera, gentlemen.
You're the one that's alone, not me.
Love you.
Shut up.
Anyway, so my boyfriend's feet aside.
Oh, you got that cash flow. Got them toe picks.
Polly will hopefully be here shortly. I did confirm with him that he was supposed to be here tonight. But we know Polly. Sometimes he can get a little bit distracted by things and such. So we'll see. We shall see. And right now, I'm just going to sit here and talk your ears off while I complain about things that I have a disagreement with the internet on, and drink my sweet white blend Moscato. It has notes of pineapple, peach, and honey in it, which, just it's basically dessert. So this is my dessert. I am drinking my dessert straight out of the bottle, and the reason for that is because our boyfriendo will not let me dirty dishes, because we cannot dirty dishes. Because, well, you see, our sink is broken, right, babe?
Yep.
It's broken, and we need to wait for the plumber to fix it, which will probably be like Tuesday or something. So until then, we can't dirty any dishes that are bigger than our bathroom sink. Like, I can make forks and knives dirty because we can pretty well easily handle that in the bathroom sink, but I can't cook full-on meals with the pots and pans that I have. Otherwise, the under sink area is going to become like a Mount Vesuvius kind of situation with like spritzing everywhere and the people of Pompeii just melting, and it's a very ugly situation. I will tell you that. It's stinky. And that's actually how we found out that it was nasty, is the stench of the kitchen. Not the stench, but there was a smell in the kitchen that I was just like, babe, what did you clean the oven with? Or what did you clean the stove with? And I thought it was because he used the wrong material, and it was not that. He found the leak. And it made all of our cleaning supplies moist. It's bad time. So now we have to contend with that. We have to live like hermits.
Pretty sure it's just loose at the knob, but I do not want to fix it.
Well, you're not a plumber, so.
I'm pretty sure I know what's wrong with it. I just don't want to fix it.
Well, don't tell my dad that.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Yeah, because if my dad's going to hire a plumber and pay all that money to pay for a plumber to fix the thing, don't tell him that you know how to fix the thing.
So many people are trying to get me to do dishes in the bathtub, and I am not going to do that.
I only brought it up once to you.
Drink wine out of a Solo cup.
We don't have any Solo cups. We don't have any disposable anything except for plates, and that's just for pizza night.
Let's not say we, because I've said that we should have gotten some.
Yes.
And somebody elected to ignore me.
I didn't elect to ignore you. You could have put it on the shopping list at any point in time, and I would have gotten them because they were on the shopping list, and that's how I operate.
Right.
But does Pikachu put it on the shopping list? No, Pikachu doesn't.
Because you told me no. Why would I put it on the shopping list if you told me no?
This is not a dictatorship. It is a...
Yes, it is. Except remove the tater, and that's what you are.
Do you hear this, chat? He's disrespecting me. My own household.
It's my household, too.
The audacity. Now, we'll get the plumber out here hopefully Tuesday, fingers crossed, because I only bought enough instant microwave meals for... What?
I'm ready, chat.
Oh, I only bought enough microwave meals for 2 days because that's how much I budgeted for in terms of food prep. But that gives me some free time. Like tomorrow, it's helpful to me because I have a side quest episode that I'm doing. Because Spooky is busy tomorrow, so we switched places this week. So instead of me going on Friday, she's going on Friday, and I'll be on Monday. And then Tuesday, well, that's the day that we would have gotten the thing fixed, hopefully. So we should be good by then. But yeah, that gives me some free time tomorrow, which is a good time. That could be a new Patreon tier. You can come fix my sink for $200 a month. Oh yeah, let me just invite strangers into my household to fix my sink and have them pay me $200 because that's what I want. People knowing where I live. No.
I know where you live.
Oh, you know where I live?
Yeah.
No. Dummies.
You know me all too well.
God damn it. Oh, so since Polly's not here, babe, this is a conversation that you and I should have.
Okay.
So there's been some discord on the internet, surrounding. Are you familiar with Keemstar?
Who?
Okay, so no, a boyfriend who is not familiar with Keemstar. He is the host of Drama Alert.
Okay.
Which is exactly what it sounds like, a drama reporting TV or YouTube channel.
Okay.
And he's gotten into some hot water recently because he, I think 39-year-old male, is dating a 20-year-old female. And that's a problem, you
Wait,
see.
what is he doing?
He's dating a 20-year-old.
And he's 34.
39.
39.
Mhm. Yes. So the argument being made by certain people on the internet is that because of the age gap, he is a predator.
Well, she's 21?
She's 20.
20.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say yeah.
He's a predator?
I'd say yeah.
Why?
She's not an adult yet.
She's not, but she is an adult.
Not really. You're not really an adult until you're 21.
Really?
After that, you're just a child with a drinking permit.
Okay, but that never stopped you from drinking.
Yeah, and?
Okay, so what you're saying is in order to be qualified as an adult, you have to be able to drink.
Sure.
Okay, but we send 18-year-olds
Yeah, and they're kids. They shouldn't go.
off to war.
Yeah.
Okay, so that argument stands up.
I don't believe that you should be forced, or not forced, I should say. I don't think they should be able to send kids who can barely wipe their own ass off to war and still not wipe their own ass.
You hear that, 18-year-olds in the audience? Your children. Which, okay, so I will agree that yes, you shouldn't send 18-year-olds off to war. I think that really, ideally, you shouldn't send anyone off to war. War is the absolute last step in a process that has failed miserably.
First, depending on which president you're talking to.
Ha ha. Or first.
Or first. First or last.
But, I mean, I think it is a little young. And I know Unholy Reaper is going to disagree with me vehemently on this, because of course he is. Oh my god. But
what, somebody wanted to see anything other than my feet.
Thanks, babe. Oh, and now we have Cattail in the mix. I hope the military teaches people to wipe their ass properly. Okay, I personally don't want to send anyone off to war. That's not the goal. I don't think it should be the end goals. I don't think that I revel in the idea of sending our younger generations off to war either. That has its own repercussions. I mean, take World War I and II, right, for example. We sent a whole generation of young men off to battle to leave their home country to fight overseas. And that whole generation comes back with a plethora of issues. They have their whole life ahead of them. And they have to contend with that as a result. Yeah, sure, the military has benefits to it, but combat also has consequences to it. And if we're going to make their argument that kids shouldn't be able to consent in adult relationships with 40-year-old people, then the same argument should be made about sending people off to war. That's where I'm going with that. That's where we're going to leave that part of the conversation, because I don't want to have the draft discussion. Or not the draft discussion, the 18-year-olds going off to war discussion.
Gross.
But I would like to have the conversation of, well, the reason why it's not What?
I'm reading chat.
Oh, okay. Send the old people. Yes, Daniel Fullman. Send the old people.
No, send everybody in an insane asylum.
That sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, for them.
That sounds like such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Christian channel. No naked legs, please.
I will naked leg all I want.
Ha ha ha. No, but I think there's an interesting section of this conversation that people are presenting to the audience, and that is, oh, well, she is 20 years old. You're not fully neurologically developed until you're 25. Therefore, she doesn't know what she's doing in her adult relationship with Keemstar, who is a 39-year-old man. And that's why it's wrong, is because not just because of the age gap. Not really. That's not the argument being made. It's because she's not fully mentally developed yet. And if that's the argument that you're going to make, that opens you up to a world of possibilities. For instance, our relationship doesn't work because neither of us are 25 years old and therefore not neurologically developed. We shouldn't even be living on our own in that case.
Okay. I mean, I'm stupid, so you're arguing with a stupid person. Who's stupid now?
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just having a nice discussion.
Sorry.
I wouldn't even call this a debate. I'm just discussing with you.
That's fair. No, I mean, I don't really have statistics. All my stuff's based on opinions that I gather from
being alive.
Pretty much just random places. I have no proof or nothing to back up any of my claims. But then again, no one's ever tried to give me proof or anything to back up anybody's claims. So I'm just like, I mean, this is what I believe in right now. And if somebody can prove me wrong, I mean, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Sure. I don't care.
So is it predatory just because of the age gap or because?
You know, I mean, I've been seeing some pretty good arguments that she's of legal age, thus it's her choice, which I mean, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I mean, the age gap there seems a little ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
I don't know if they love each other. I don't know enough about the relationship, to be honest.
No one knows jack diddly squat about the relationship is the thing.
Yeah, so I don't feel like I'm entitled to an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did have an opinion, I mean, knowing what I know at the moment, I'd say no. But again, not my relationship.
Okay, so let's remove that specific relationship and just generalize it to any age gap relationship. So take any two odd people, whoever they be. There's a 20-year age gap between them.
I mean, I would have to stand by what I just said then.
Okay, so it's just because you don't know the relationship that you wouldn't want to.
Yeah, as long as
remark on it.
Legal age at least.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it because of the power dynamic that it seems kind of predatory?
I feel like it's of a cultural standpoint.
Yeah.
If, somebody's dating a minor, that's icky, no, gross. But say that person's 21 or even 18 at that point. Well, now in the eyes of the law, that's okay, no matter how old the other person is. Now, I can't say anything on that relationship because I don't know anything. In fact, I probably shouldn't say anything to begin with, but because I pissed off Reaper. But
no, I pissed off Reaper. It's fine.
But that whole thing goes to, I am not comfortable talking about other people's relationship. But if I had to say anything about this one, it's that I don't know enough about it.
Okay.
So if they love each other, cool, whatever. They're not hurting me in any way, shape, or form.
I think it's a relatively new relationship because he just got out of a relationship with his baby mama of, 10 years, who was around his age, who he has a daughter with. So maybe it's a midlife crisis. I don't know. Maybe she's got all the power in the relationship because she's young and pretty and he's old and gnomish. But I don't know. It's to regard a relationship as a power dynamic rather than as a social contract between two people that have strong feelings and emotions towards each other. It's just kind of, it's unsettling to me that that's how people regard relationships as a power dynamic, and that's the absolute end all be all of it, rather than something born out of love, which I recognize actually is a relatively recent phenomenon. The idea of entering into a relationship with a person because you love that person. I mean, back in the day, marriages were formed out of social convenience rather than a genuine emotion towards people, and talking way in the feudal era when like marriages were alliance contracts between two warring houses, or marriages were for the good of both parties, in that like the women's family had a dowry to present to the man, and the man had a social standing to present to the woman's family to elevate their status in society. And it's like, wow, that's very transactional. Ew. I'm glad we're not like that anymore as a society.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to afford you.
Aww. I think that's sweet. Is that sweet? Was that you trying to be adorable?
I don't know. I'll let Chad figure it out.
God damn it. Old Man Enfield says half his age plus 7 is the traditional minimum age. Okay, so 39 and a half divided by 2 is 19, and then plus 7. I'm rounding up, of course. And of course, my math is probably shit. So I'm going to use a calculator so I don't embarrass myself any more than I already have. Okay, so 39. That's 36. Divided by 2. Plus 7. Okay, so yeah, 19 and a half plus 7 is 26 and a half. That's how old his minimum is. I guess. Traditionally, I know, but I wanted to gauge what the traditional would be acceptable for Keen. And of course, that number would fluctuate. And of course,
we do, in fact, live in a society.
We do, in fact, live in a society. What's interesting is I don't regard age gaps as all that horrid of a thing, mainly because both my parents were nine years apart, and then my dad's parents were 10 years apart. So Nana and Goms were a good 10 years before like there was anything between them. And my mother, okay, here's the other thing too, is my mother met my father when she was 8. He was like, or she was like 9. He was 18. That was the first time she ever saw him, and she was head over heels the moment she saw him. And then however many years later, I think maybe like 15 years later, they got together, and that was a whole other disaster. That was. So maybe not the selling point for age gap relationships that I'm trying to make it out to be. I'm just saying that if we limited people to only marrying and having relations with people within a certain age range, I would not be here, miracle that I am.
Miracle.
Okay, you can't go from this bitch priceless to miracle in the span of less than 5 minutes.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
That's not how this works.
That's exactly how this works.
How dare you?
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Maybe
you asshole.
Later.
We have work in the morning.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to go.
No one wants to go to work, dear. Never, ever, ever.
Actually, you know what? American Phoenix actually said it correctly. Legal but creepy is a thing.
Yes, that is correct. American Phoenix. Legal but creepy. I guess
these are my Avenger pants. And I love them, and they're comfortable.
What was Anakin and Padme's age difference? Good question. What was it? Was it like 8 years?
Oh God, it was ridiculous.
How
I don't
old
remember.
was Padme? Okay, hang on. Now we gotta know what this is, because I am curious.
All I know is that when he turned of age, she jumped on his lightsaber. That's all I remember.
Stop it!
What?
But that was also in a galaxy far, far away.
I can see you.
Padme and Anakin age difference. She was like a teenager. Right? She's young. She's pretty small and childy and innocent, and this isn't creepy, right? I mean, let's be honest, the Anakin-Padme relationship is not exactly a model.
It ended the galaxy, pretty much.
Here, too. Okay, so Padme is 14 years old during the events of the movie, while Anakin is just 9. That's not horrible. Right? That's not bad. That's not egregious.
I don't know. Would you want a 14-year-old dating a 9-year-old?
No. But they don't start dating formally until much, much later. But that's within the...
There's no argument you can make that doesn't seem creepy.
Oh my god, I know. But they're adults when they start courting each other, so it's not as bad.
Does the Empire have age of consent laws? I like that.
Okay, so
maybe in a galaxy far, far away.
I mean, you can have a childhood crush, and she didn't reciprocate it exactly. She's like, "Oh, you're so cute, Anakin," but no.
She called him Annie.
Sorry, you're so cute, Annie, but that's you've been little brother zoned. That's probably also not selling the relationship either. Is the you've been little brother zoned?
Yeah, you know what's not selling the relationship? That he killed her.
Yeah, that does kind of put a damper on things. The fact that he killed her. Wait, no, I thought that she died of a broken heart.
I don't. Okay, now I can't remember. I don't think that's.
I'm
pretty sure he killed her.
What killed Padme? All right, now deep lore time. We're gonna dive deeply.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen the series in a long time.
We should do that. We should have.
I've just been reading a lot of the Knights of the Old Republic stuff. She died from a broken heart. That's some pussy shit right there.
When Vader uses the Force to crush physical objects, you can see the damage that he does despite him not having any physical contact. Yes, we know.
She dies of a broken heart.
Oh, okay, so... As Anakin's transformation into Darth Vader is completed, he draws his first breath through his masked visage. Padme professes to Obi-Wan that there is still good in her husband with her dying breath. So apparently the fan theory is that Palpatine drained Padme's life force from her and bequeathed it to Vader in order to save his life, effectively killing off Padme. So I think we can all thank Palpatine for the death of Padme.
Gross. Ray-killed. Raisin testicle.
And then he told Vader, obviously, that he killed his own wife. Because, nothing makes for a good emotional backstory for a villain. Nothing makes for a better emotional backstory for a villain more than the idea that he is to blame for the death of a loved one. I mean, here's the thing, right? The prequels, say what you will about them, that they have their shitty moments.
It's just a Romeo and Juliet story. I love that guy.
Yeah, say what you will about say what you will about the prequels, that they were shit, that they were ass, that they could have been so much better, and that Jar Jar Binks is the worst thing that ever happened to the series. But I think that isolated and without all of the cringy quotes from Hayden Christensen. Oh, hello, dear.
Don't you mock my boy.
The Anakin arc, if you also include the Clone Wars, from what I know about them, is actually very compelling from a character standpoint. I mean, if you think about it, like Anakin, this little slave boy who grew up on Tatooine.
Yeah,
Thank you. I somewhat know my lore. Who grew up on Tatooine, left his mother because they could only afford to bust one slave out of enslavement. And it had to be Anakin because he was super special and pumped full of midi-chlorians. Which I have my own opinions about. But yeah, so they bust him out and they're like, all right, Anakin, you are the chosen one. Be the chosen one. And then throughout all of his Jedi training, he's told that these feelings of obligation towards the people that he loves, he has to leave them behind because that's the Jedi way. Is you cannot have connections to the people because you are an entity of the Force, and that's that, right? Anything more than that, and that is not the Jedi way. You can't be a Jedi Knight. Blah 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 blah. And he's told these, and he tries to believe him. He tries his best to believe them, and he works his way up in the hierarchy of the Jedi, and works his way towards becoming Master General Skywalker, as much as he is, but like he's rejected as much as he tries. He's rejected. So, you know, he seeks a different way because despite all of his best efforts, he's fallen for Padme. It is what it is. What can we do? He's fallen for Padme. He makes emotional connections. I mean, certainly the relationship between him and Obi-Wan didn't help things because it was more of a brother, little brother relationship than it should have been, probably. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm reading chat, and a lot of them are Jar Jar Binks was absolutely a Sith Lord.
I mean,
he was.
Probably. You ever seen that fan theory?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so he's pulled in opposite directions. His heart's going one direction. His training is taking him into another. And in the midst of all this nonsense, his mother is killed, which obviously did some damage. And he wasn't there to save her. So he's feeling very responsible for that. And he doesn't want to repeat that same nonsense. And he's manipulated by the Emperor, too. That's another thing that a lot of people just kind of disregard is that, well, not disregard, but they don't give it as much credence as they need to, because I don't think the prequels really did as much as they could have to emphasize on that fact. I think maybe the Clone Wars probably gave it a little bit more attention. There we go. That's the word that I'm looking for. They gave it more attention than the prequels obviously did, because they had a lot more wiggle room to do so and a lot more screen time to do so. So obviously he's getting manipulated because his weakness is the people that he loves. And so he's conflicted. And it's all a perfect storm to create Darth Vader. This tragic mega villain who is actually not the mastermind bad guy. He's basically just a glorified henchman, let's be honest. And so I think that if we had maybe done a little bit more for Anakin, because let's be honest, the prequels, they're a Darth Vader backstory. That's what they are. Plain and simple. That is what they are. If they had expanded on that aspect in a less cringy way, I think we could have gotten something purely beautiful. Less Jar Jar, more character development. Those are my thoughts. El Boyfriendo.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I like them. They're good. I mean, Anakin was kind of a little bitch in the whole, you know. I'm gonna cut Mace Windu up, or no, he threw him out a window or something. But even so, it was like.
Did he eat Mace Windu out a window? It's been a minute, so I don't exactly 100% recall. But I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he eated him out a window.
I thought that was Palpatine.
No, he threw him down a reactor after getting electrocuted and shit.
Yeah, that
he
happens.
lit up like a Christmas tree.
No, but if you ever want to have a really interesting conversation, have a conversation with a Star Wars nerd about Star Wars and all of the different aspects, because of the movies that we see, we get this amount of lore, but the Star Wars universe is so much more vast than what we actually get in the canon movies. Granted, I think the sequels don't do a whole lot for any of the franchise. It's a whole nother discussion, though.
Oh, it was the Emperor that yeeted Wendy out the window. Okay.
I knew it!
I really thought it was... Oh, no, I think Anakin blocked the lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what... And then Emperor Palpatine lightninged him out a window. That's what happened. I remember now. Thank you, Black Romeo.
I really liked the prequels, like, despite all of the things that they had that were wrong with them. And part of that is probably because I was super young when I first saw them, so I thought that they were charming and entertaining and fun. Because they were. Let's not bullshit ourselves. They were fun. Hey, look who's here! It's Polly.
Hello.
I can go take a shower.
Okay. Thank you for keeping me company, dear.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
Mwah. El Boyfriendo and I just had a very interesting conversation about age gap relationships and then Star Wars. because that's, of course, where that initial conversation took us to. Because someone brought up, I can't remember how it was brought up, but Padme and Anakin. And
Right.
then you look into it. Like, how wide was the age gap between the little boy and, oh God. Was it Natalie Portman?
Oh, you're going off the actual actors, and that's representative of how.
Padme's Natalie Portman, yeah.
Yeah. No, we were talking about the actual characters themselves, but yeah, what was the age gap between the actual actors themselves?
Well, she would have been like 14, and what was he like? Well, she was 14 or 15, and she was like what, 8 or 9, Jake Lloyd?
Jake Lloyd was like 9. She was 14 in terms of character, but is that also the same for their actors?
Yeah, Natalie Portman was not that old. Well, yeah, I would say Natalie Portman was like 15, and he was Jake. I'm bad at estimating kids' ages. I don't know. That kid's in somewhere between.
Wait,
was he obnoxious enough to be 7, or because he was pretty obnoxious?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm gonna say, here's my guess. Natalie Portman was 15, and he was 9. That's my guess.
And
remember to go off when they were filming, not when the movie premiered.
So the first trilogy was filmed in 1997, and that was 16 years old at the time of filming.
Was she really 16? Whack.
Yeah. It wasn't released until she was 18, though, which is interesting. The second film of the trilogy was filmed a few years later in 2000. Portman was 19 at the time and was on the verge of her 21st birthday when the film premiered in May of 2002. And then the last film began filming in 2003 when she was 22 years old. So she was a relatively young actress during the whole franchise. And like, hot damn, imagine that being your first like big thing that young. That sets the tone for your entire career going forward. All right.
Well, you've heard my theory on Natalie Portman's acting.
Yes.
Her best role was her first role, and it's been straight downhill ever since.
I don't know. I kind of like her in V for Vendetta.
12?
Yes, 12.
Yeah.
I liked her in V for Vendetta.
I guess.
Yes. So, Holly, how are you this evening?
I'm doing all right.
You're doing aight.
Mm-hmm.
Not supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No.
Oh. Well, let's see if we can improve upon that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing badly, but I don't know about all that.
That's fair. That is fair. Basically, what happened to Daisy Ridley? Wait, was Daisy Ridley young when she first stepped on to the production stage for the Star Wars trilogy, the sequel? Is that what happened? Huh. Interesting. So, Holly, did you have a good weekend so far?
No.
Big sad. Not eventful, or just it was bleh.
It's been one of them black pill days.
Ooh. Anything in particular that black pilled you?
Afghanistan?
Okay, well, yeah, that'll do it, I guess. That'll definitely put a damper in anyone's weekend if they pay too much attention to it, which is kind of hard not to because it's
or any at all
over the internet, or any at all.
Yeah, it's all over the internet. I don't know about it being all over the news. The best reporting on it's coming from Fox and Sky News Australia.
Yeah,
well done, American news entertainment industry. I mean, you can certainly find it being talked about on ABC News and CNN and the sort, but they're like, no one had any idea that the blazing speed that the austere soldiers would have moved forward. Yeah, right, sure. They've even got a name for their cute little country. I mean, holy shit. They plan to announce it from the presidential palace. Well, shit happens. Shit happens.
It really does. Shit hits the fan, and you just kind of gotta, like, because what are you gonna do? You as an individual, you just kind of have to sit back and watch with the rest of the people that don't have jack diddly squat an ounce of leverage in the matter. And it has its, what is the word that I want to use here? It has its repercussions, certainly. Good, the bad, the ugly. And we're going to have to contend with those over the next several months. But ideally, what can you, Polly, do?
Well, Dr. Jones,
It's funny because I actually just got a doctor's lab coat in the mail.
Did you?
I did. It's for a bit for a video. Seriously, what can you do?
Well, fuck, the answer is obviously nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that is the no. The answer may well be nothing. What I refuse to do is go on Twitter and rant about it. You know, the phrase "doing less than nothing" suddenly has new meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or new exemplar. Like, what do you mean less than nothing? How can it be less than nothing? Go and rant about it on Twitter. That's actually
then there's your less than nothing.
Yeah. In one way or another, the amount of cope that I've seen come out of administration defenders, it's like, no, this is as incompetent as incompetent gets in terms of national leadership. This is bad. This is bad.
Now, is the contention that you have with the actual just pulling out in itself, or with the method with which we did pull out?
Oh, I hate to be that guy that goes into, well, both, but pulling out probably to begin with. Mm-hmm. The notion that it was perpetual war is, well, I don't want to get into a big long thing about it. I mean, it's like, when was the last combat casualty, and you call that perpetual war? And it's like, I'm not saying there weren't.
Just
combat casualties are like in the past 18 months, it was like, what, 1 or 2? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, well, if you were the family member of one of those 1 or 2, it's like, yeah, those are flippant, naive arguments. It's Afghanistan's a fucking third world shithole occupied by a bunch of fucking hell-bent jihadis. And this is a blunt way of putting it. To give you an example, and how it went down was your second question. It's like that the pullout happened at all, and then the should it have happened at all? No, I don't think it should have happened at all. And even if it was going to happen, the speed that it happened with and the justification for it happening are both fucked. The entire timetable was set around the 20th anniversary of September 11th. Wait, what? Well, hold on. Why? For the claim, for the banner headline claim. Like, it's actually that bad. That sounds like such a shitty internet hot take, but it's not. That's actually what the fucking timetable was planned around. Why? For the bumper sticker idea of being able to say on the 20th anniversary of September 11th that and today officially mission accomplished. We have nobody left in Afghanistan. Mission accomplished. Yay! It was like, wow.
Like, goody for you, pats on the backs all around.
Yeah.
Do you think that part of the driving force behind the pullout was to be able to pull this kind of a media good boy brownie point for the current administration.
Yes. All the way, absolutely, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Barack Obama running during his campaign for president in 2008, and one of the planks in his platform was withdrawing from Iraq, Afghanistan, and closing Guantanamo Bay. And then Junior Senator Barack Obama gets into office, takes a look at the intelligence, talks to fucking his military and intelligence advisors that he has now as president, and is like, okay, no, wait, no. We're staying in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a withdrawal of troops in a limited capacity from Iraq, and mistakes were made there. But one thing that didn't happen was a complete pullout and a name date withdrawal pullout from Afghanistan. 8 years of that. Donald Trump, same thing during his campaign for president, pull out of Afghanistan, foreign wars, endless foreign wars. Donald Trump never shut up about it when he was just like a civilian, was just being critical of Barack Obama. And then he starts a presidential campaign that says the same thing. Gets into office, gets a look at the fucking intelligence, talks to the military advisors that are there, talks to the Joint Chiefs, talks to his intelligence advisors. No, we're not pulling out of there. Joe Biden gets in there. Oh, no, we're pulling out of there. And he says the same thing, right? But he actually does it. It's like, okay, either you're getting spectacularly bad advice from not from intelligence advisors, from your national security advisors, from people from your own administration, your nominees to those positions, your administration, people that you put around you told you that shit, or you ignored what they told you and went ahead anyway.
Because someone else was telling him, hey, this is a good way to remodel your image with the American people. This will score you easy brownie points. Because maybe. Right now the people think that you're an incompetent, dementia-riddled nothing head.
Well, maybe. As a feather in the cap of his administration, who the fuck knows what the justification was, right?
Yeah.
But it definitely was the whole reason for the May 1st treaty deadline withdrawal in first stage and then next stage, and then to be able to say it was entirely based around the September 11th 20th anniversary date. That's, and talk about spectacularly bad strategic thinking. I mean, you don't need a master's degree in fucking national security to be able to understand, to not announce your withdrawal date, to not announce when you're going to cease military operations.
That does seem like you are premature in your thinking there. Not even premature, but just like you are showing your hand as a poker player.
A little bit. I mean, I've kind of drained myself of all the fucking anger on this. I was ranting about it on Discord, as you know, with some of the people that were in there, and it's and then talking to some of the people that I know from campus and stuff, and other campuses that are, you know, we all do national security and stuff, and it's like, yeah, you damn well knew this. The thing that you, meaning like Biden administration, and the thing that keeps coming to mind for me is what is this going to mean for two things? One, the immediate reaction of the Biden administration, and two, what is it going to mean for the 2022 midterm elections? Is anyone going to remember by that point? I don't know. The news media is spectacularly good at taking advantage of the spectacularly short political memories of the majority of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to insult them. It's just like, as
we do as a people.
As a group, the American polity has a very short political memory, and it is egged on by a media that will, like, you know, at least it's not the Orange Man, am I right?
Orange Man, bad.
And remember, all the people that oversaw the evacuation were BIPOC, trans, something. BLM, am I right?
Yeah.
So that's not good.
No.
The second thing is what is it going to mean for the immediate military policy? Well, considering that the rumor that's already moving around is regards to air protection, because holy shit, the U.S. American Embassy is operating out of the Kabul airport. The embassy is operating out of the airport. This is the comparisons that were being made to the American withdrawal and from South Vietnam from Saigon. It's like, is this going to be another Saigon all over again? That iconically bad footage of the rooftop helicopter evacs. It's like, no, this is far worse. This is far, far worse. This is much more nationally embarrassing. And how the fuck is any American ally supposed to take an American promise seriously after that? Would you? So the rumor that's floating around now, seeming to be floated out there, is in terms of the Air Force. And, you need to make some airstrikes. Oh, now you want to do some airstrikes. Oh, that's great. After you pulled everybody out. Well, at least we still got control of that one airfield.
Just the one.
Yeah.
Before I continue on, I just want to acknowledge the fact that I absolutely, like a big bitch that I am,
Mm-hmm.
totally forgot to read Lanny Stanfield's donation from earlier, which now I can't read the entire thing of, but from what I can read, he said, "Been watching your streams offline. May this one be as streamy." I don't get why it won't let me see all in terms of super chats, but hopefully that was all of the super chat that you wrote me. If not, I deeply apologize for just completely spacing on reading that earlier in the evening.
You are
also,
very streamy, Weebo.
Thank you. I am very streamy.
Yeah.
Thank you also to the Next 6 Minutes, who donated earlier this evening to say, "I once gave a piece of advice to a high school student that wanted to learn how to make ceramics. I told her not to be so concerned about one piece that was giving her trouble. Of the hundreds of pieces, this was just one. Your script? Film it. You got this." And the issue isn't that I'm having trouble with the script. It's that it's just so fucking long already, and it's not even halfway done. 13,000 words is a lot, Polly. It's a lot. 13,000, Polly. 13,000.
Is that 3,000, Weebo?
13000.
Wow.
And it's not
the
even
numbers
halfway done.
Well, this could be your masterwork. This could be your version of Sargon's video on the politics of Starship Troopers. This could be your magnum opus.
Is that what that video is for him? Is that what I'm getting? Is that what you're getting at? It's so much, Polly. I hurt myself thinking about it. It's so long. That's what she said. It's so bad. And then finally, thank you to SS Serpent 21. Polly, you should know it's a Kamala Harris. It's a Kamala Harris administration with Joe Biden. Didn't you see that ad that not enough people talked about? What ad? Was there an ad? Did I not see an ad somewhere? I'm confused.
I'm trying to think of specifically which one Serpent would mean.
Serpent, if you want to send.
I mean, I've seen the amount of times that Joe Biden has called her President Harris, but I think a specific ad where they said the Harrison Biden administration, maybe. Because I have heard him say that. I've heard other people say it, but a specific ad. I need more information. I want to know which ad you mean. I kind of want to see it now.
Yeah. See.
What?
13,000 words. Oh, characters.
Well, Jesus, Weebo.
Oh wow, never mind. It's not as long as I thought it was.
How many actual words is that?
2,200. Okay, never mind. I'm done tooting my own horn. Bye.
What? Wow.
It's still not halfway done though, I will say. So it's gonna be a long one. It's already 7 pages.
There, that helps. 7 pages single spaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that now I can get my head around that. Words, I don't know.
7 pages single spaced. It's not even halfway done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sources. Yeah, no, I feel like a dum-dum now. I just called myself out. It would have been hilarious if I had posted the video. And everyone's just like, that doesn't seem like less, like, double 13,000 words, Weebo. I think you should count again. It's okay. I just had a blonde moment yesterday. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to delete that tweet, and we're not going to talk about it ever again. All right? All right. Cool. It's fine. Oof. Wow. I'm embarrassed. Polly, I'm embarrassed.
That's fine.
Is it though? I feel like a liar. Because I'm certainly not a
why?
truther.
Did you say that a 300,000 person well-equipped army could totally withstand the Taliban and then get embarrassed when they took over the country that you just abandoned after 20 years of promises and et cetera, to a bunch of guys who had been living in caves? Are you that embarrassed? No.
Like, oopsies, I really thought that this would work. My bad. Fuck your human rights. Am I right? My Chad move turned into a not so rad move. Rough. But there we are. Nothing to be done. Exactly, right? Nothing to be done.
What the hell's going on here?
I don't know. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. It just looked weird from a distance.
If I'm not mistaken, though, right?
Yes.
And our former president, prior to this current one, very prepared sometime last year, I can't remember exactly when, to also pull out of the Middle East completely.
What did you just say?
Was not our previous president also prepared to pull out of the Middle East, and then he was absolutely cock-blocked by the Senate? Am I misremembering how things went down? Was that last year, or was that earlier on in his administration? Because I thought...
Well, there was the Syria snafu. Well, several of them. Then there was the big one. I will pull out if, and then no, and then, yeah. And then there was, lest we forget, Iran. That was the Iran nuclear deal. That was pretty bad.
Okay.
And when I say pretty bad, I mean like fucking awful beyond belief.
45th. Thank you, Leo Prime. Yes, I should call him by numbers. I actually...
What previous president are you talking about?
The most previous.
The most previous?
The most recent previous president. To be fair, it's going to sound really bad that I'm admitting this, but I don't actually know what number president we're on. Is it 46? Okay, it is 46. I don't track that. It's kind of like... It's kind of like, I don't know what to compare it to. My senators, my state senators, I know we have them. I just don't know who they are. And that's because I forgot. Not
Who
because...
wants to look at mugshots from 1920s Australia?
I'm game.
Cool.
You're gonna share with me?
Yeah, I have content.
You have content? Oh boy. So
I know.
did I, but I used
know.
all that up in the first half an hour, so.
I didn't. Yeah, that wasn't ad hoc conversation. That was content. It was deliberate.
Woo!
Okay, hold on. Share. There we go. Just big the screen here a little bit.
That's a mugshot? That's not a mugshot.
It is a mugshot.
Where's the little sign thingy that people?
That's a Newsom invention.
Seems like it would make sense. Holy tabs, Polly.
What?
Polly.
What?
How many tabs do you have open right now?
I'll start counting from a few.
Just a few. All right, cool. It's fine. It's fine.
And I pulled those over from WaterFox, and I have a whole other set of tabs open.
Polly, you are the reason IT workers work so hard. You know that?
Good.
Okay, so mugshot. They allow you to wear mugshots or mugshots. They allow you to wear mugshots. They allow you to wear hats and mugshots in Australia.
Sure. Yeah. These are some very happy criminals. They're all very stylish. Some of them pretty severe looking. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, look, they even she's rocking her stole.
She looks kind of terrifying from a distance. Like
Yeah,
I
she does.
prefer her up close, which is opposite what you typically have in the terms of experience with people. Like usually with people that freak you out, you want to put some distance between you, but like she looks better when you get closer to her. I think it's.
Well, I don't know. This is. I've seen too many horror films. It looks like she's going to start moving and talking here in a haunted photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also the one at a distance looks freakier because her very well-defined assets look ghostly from a distance.
What well-defined?
The eyebrows, obviously.
Oh, I thought usually well-defined assets means tits, but
no, you can't see her tits.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There are other things that can be considered assets that aren't boobs, Polly.
Really?
I didn't know that I had to explain that to you, and it's kind of sad that I did, but yes, there are other things that make up a woman aside from her boobies.
I've heard this. Huh.
Well, now you're hearing it again.
Okay, so here's another one. You blinked, and you blinked again. For fuck's sake, woman.
Maybe she just doesn't have eyes. All right? Did you ever think of that?
No, actually, I did. Maybe she got no eyes.
She looks like she's got a baby in her belly.
No, I think it's very frumpy.
She's frumpy? Is that what this is?
Yeah. There's another frumpster. Jesus, you look like she looks like 60, 70 hair, and she looks like 30, 40 hair. Like, look at that.
She could be pretty. She could definitely be pretty.
Out here, she could. She's got a bucket. She's got an 80-year-old bucket head lady thing working in the.
She could be pretty if maybe she like straightened her hair out in the front a little bit and it didn't look so miserable. Jeez.
What did you people do?
Don't they say beneath?
Oh yeah, Natalie Cameron, criminal record, state reform attorney, is Sydney's best known, most well-defined, most desired prostitute. She was a prostitute.
Oh, so she not just a prostitute, but she was a most desired prostitute
in Sydney.
Polly, we might have found the one for you.
She's like a corpse. She's dead.
So then she won't complain.
Yeah. What would this one do? Matilda Tilly Devine used a razor to slash a man's face in a barber shop and was sentenced to 2 years.
Oh, she was a brothel madam. She doesn't look like she's a brothel madam. She seems kind of like sad.
And she'll cut a motherfucker though, so yeah.
Smiling was not the fashion.
Let's see what the eyeless lady did. Kathleen Ward was convicted for drunkenness, indecent language, and theft. That'll learn you, lady.
Yeah,
using
she
them
looks
bad
like
words.
She was just drunk.
Yeah, she was just a drunkard and a cusser. Let's see what the creepy lady did. Numerous convictions for housebreaking and theft. Yeah, you look like a haunter.
Stealing jewelry. Oh no! Emily Hemsworth.
Jesus.
Killed her
She's a baby killer.
Old son. I think that's probably the most egregious crime here so far. Like, she killed her own son? Damn, woman.
Stealing jewelry.
Yeah, that's not as bad as killing your own baby. That is, wow.
Okay, so we can go in. Thank you, Lion Patriot, for the $5. I'm grateful for soap. What common everyday product are you grateful for? Penicillin.
How often do you get to use penicillin, Polly?
Well, he did say everyday product, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And
I'm grateful for soap. What common everyday product are you grateful for?
Toilet paper.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. That's pretty good. Toilet paper's
Indoor
not bad.
plumbing.
That's not a product.
Yeah,
Non-lead pipes.
it seems like a good one too.
Woo! PVC all the way, baby.
Yeah. Thank you also to Lion Patriot who donated to say, Weebo, what would be in your dowry? Ooh, good question.
I don't know. Let's give Papa Jones a call. What is in Weebo's dowry?
Well, okay, so what was traditionally in a dowry back when they had them?
Money, goats, cattle, horses, slaves. Well, I'm not making that up. Well, it's true.
I guess, let's see. What did Slavic dowries consist of? So in Russia, typically it was accumulated linens, clothing, and other things for it rather than have suddenly buy it off the wedding. The daughter should happen to die. Yeah. Dowry originally consisted of clothing for the bride, linen, and bedding. Linen became less common, a fact blamed on poor flax harvests, and prospective in-laws, usually concerned mostly with her working ability, grew more concerned about a money dowry. Okay, so I guess my dowry would consist of. It's actually funny because I did bring a lot into this relationship. When our boyfriendo and I moved in together, much of the furniture came from my side of the family because it just happened to be that way. One of my relatives was downsizing, and so she gave us like our kitchen table, a lot of her pots and pans and kitchen utensils. My dad gave us couches. We snagged the coffee tables from a dead person who lived in the other apartment just over there. The bed set was also from a relative. So yeah, I guess technically my dowry consisted of a fuck ton of furniture. But if it were like a traditional dowry, money, probably money and property. That's what my family does.
Jewels. I'm trying to think what else would be in a traditional dowry. Like I'm thinking like dowry, like when you're marrying a woman of means. It's like, you're in the Islamic world for like 1,300 years. It would have been goats and slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Very few American dowries actually had slaves in them, unless you're inheriting property. Russian dowries definitely involved serfs if you're marrying a woman of means.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any serfs in my family.
No serfs?
No serfs, unfortunately. We have to do all of the dirty work ourselves. Except for the odd cleaning lady in the family, but we pay her, so.
You pay her?
Yeah, she gets paid. She comes once every.
Do you think British-born Yankee Phyllis was paid?
Yankee Phyllis?
She was a 32-year-old prostitute who stabbed her pimp to death during a violent altercation in Crazy Cottage.
Crazy Cottage?
Crazy Cottage is a sly grog shop in Surrey Hills.
That sounds like a made-up place.
This whole thing sounds like somebody's really bad fanfic.
Honestly.
Crazy Cottage, a sly grog
right?
shop in Surrey Hills. It's like, seriously, 1, 2, 3 made-up sounding things.
And are we sure this wasn't an April Fool's Day joke on her? Because this did happen 1921, April 1st.
Well, that's a hell of a joke to play on someone. You're not really a prostitute, but I'm going to pretend to be your pimp and try and kill you. Joke's on you. What's the joke? I don't get it. All right. Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, so we're getting to the gentleman now?
Yeah, what the fuck did you 3 ruffians do?
I bet they ran some sort of underground fight club operation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think they were just street toughs.
Yeah.
Gambling. You look like gamblers to me.
Uh-huh.
Drunken ones. Okay, let's find out what they did. Justice and Police Museum.
Okay. Well, that didn't help.
Yeah. It's just Macmillan, Hayes, and Bullard.
Nothing.
Special photograph. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
I really wanted to have them do something.
What'd this guy do?
I think
Besides be very photogenic, what did he do?
Okay. I think that he cooked the books. He looks like an intelligent man. He looks like he knows a thing or two about numbers. And so I think that he was arrested because he was the one who was cooking the books for some gangsta boy.
Probably. He'd grown up with a Napoleon complex since he was missing a waist. And
Hey, I don't want to hear it. My grandfather used to wear his pants just about that level. All right. It's a classic tradition in the Jones household to wear your pants above belly buttons.
We're all 5'2" Oompa Loompas. It's fine.
I'll have you know, the shortest person in my family, which is not a selling point for me, but it's a selling point for my family. I am an anomaly. Fuck you.
I was talking to Far last night, and I'm an anomaly. I was talking to Far last night in Discord. And I was talking to before I was recapitulating a story to her, or a conversation I had just had before I got into Discord. I was talking to a lady friend on the phone, and I said, all right, I'm going to go watch these videos with a friend of mine. She goes, who is this guy? I said, actually, it's a girl from Australia, Far. She's a friend of mine. And it's just like, is this someone you're interested in? And I was like, oh, God, no. Like, that sort of thing. And in that conversation, I coined this term, siblingizing. I said,
she's like my little sister.
Exactly. I was like, she's like my little sister. And I said, not that she's a child. She's a full-grown woman. I mean, she's the size of a child, but she's actually a full-grown woman.
So you did to Far, which you've essentially done to me, which is just siblingized us. Yeah,
no, it's a running joke. Far looks like she's perpetually 14 years old, even though she's 25.
Hey, that's not a bad thing. I haven't.
No, it's not at all.
It's not. It's in middle school, so
when I told Far the story, I was surprised how fucking funny she found that. She laughed. Holy shit! She looks like a child. Don't get me wrong, but she's actually a full-grown woman. It's a homunculus, if you will. So Far as telling me, this is like first day on the job, where her dad works at the new job that she's doing. Mm-hmm. Her dad's friends are like, so there isn't much of her, is there?
She's a small potato. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
There isn't much of her, is there?
Yeah. What about it?
A little Far. She's just there trying to do the job. Jesus.
Like,
you guys are so mean. Yeah. Let's see. Mugshot of William Callahan, the police museum. He was arrested for trying to steal another man's waist out of envy. Okay.
I'm gonna look this man up. William Cahill. William Cahill.
Yeah, July 30th, 1923. All these people are from Sydney. Apparently, that's where they dropped all the crooks off.
We're looking it up.
Man, the man even has a tie pin. I like how his tie's turned the other way and stuffed into his waistcoat. He's not even wearing a vest. It's a proper 1920s waistcoat. And look at his bizarrely sized hands. They're too big for your little body, man. Look at them.
You're right.
Seriously, look at his right hand. Like our left, his right. He's making a fist over here trying to seem tough. Like he's bonked this guy on top of the head. This guy looks like he's 4'9". Oh, look, I'll wear extra long shoes. People will think that I'm full grown.
So I'm looking this up, and similar to what Jen in the chat says, he kind of gives off Anthony Hopkins vibes.
Yes, actually, I would buy that.
Like, he looks like a not bald version of Hannibal Lecter.
So you think he was eating people in Sydney? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. Wait, is he dead? Yeah, okay, I'll say that. Let's say that he was eating people in Sydney.
I mean, it's a possibility he's not dead, but he's dead.
No, he's dead. He would have to be like 120.
Look at this bunch.
And what's
What
he
do you
gonna
say-
do now
you-
at that age?
You fuckers have been you guys have been arrested. The fuck you smiling about?
I'm a little bit frustrated that we don't have what they were arrested for.
Yeah.
Is that pissing you off too? Because I really wanted to know.
And look at this guy. He's extra proud, huh? Oh, look at all the laces and look at my
Ooh.
hat. I've got a hat and I've got laces and socks and properly cuffed pants. Look at him. He knows. And this guy's like, yeah, fuck. I'll be out by lunch. This isn't the first time I've been arrested. And this guy's like, I don't even know these guys. I was just trying to be cool.
Just be like, I'm just along for the ride. Okay, can someone call my mom? I'm
Yeah.
scared. I don't want to drop the soap. And they just let people take mugshots together as a group. Like, oh,
Yeah.
here's a wonderful opportunity. You know what it probably was? Because it was the 1920s, right? So film and developing a film was not cheap.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't just develop film at your local Walgreens for 25 cents a pop. You had to, like, go through a whole process. That's probably why they took them all together. Bet.
What do you think this guy did?
I think he was caught looking in on young women's windows while they were doing
he was a peeping Tom.
He was a peeping Tom.
You motherfucker. He was charged with committing robbery under arms at a house in Randwick, Sydney.
I'm
He
sure
says
that's
to-
what he wanted everyone to think, because peeping Toms are gross compared to, like, robbers.
Yeah, he was like, no, I was just trying to steal some shit.
Honest to God, I was just trying
You
to
weren't
steal
looking in on the 17-year-old girl's bedroom? No, I was trying to
no,
steal her
no.
shit.
I wanted her costume jewelry. That was it. Maybe smell her hair a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Stop paying attention, all right? Don't think about it. It's fine. Oh, this man was a boxer. He was an enforcer, I'm thinking, because he's tall
Are you
enough
sure?
to be that. Yeah, he's an enforcer. He's got that
look,
face.
I love that they let him smoke in the mugshot. He's just got
A man's got his needs.
yeah, right. He's just this guy. I love this, by the way. I've been watching Deadwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this style of tie and collar is great, where you can actually see the tie all around the way, and it's like the collar's flipped up.
Yeah.
See, men's fashion's been stagnant for some time, Weebo. Some time, rather.
Yeah.
Weebo.
I agree with you. We need to go back to a better time when people dressed decently.
But I not even trying to go like just like there's a wider array of things like the suit that's so tight that if you fart your shoes will pop off. Like that's not that's not a fashion choice. That's just a change in suit size. I totally stole that joke from Razor Fist. But
Did
I
you
can't-
really?
Yeah, I
Aw.
did.
I thought you were brilliant.
No, I'm not.
No.
funny. I'm just a thief like this guy, but I'm not a peeping Tom. I just- Okay, what do you do?
Receiving stolen goods, the value of
Charged with receiving stolen goods of the value of 536 pounds, 4 shillings and 1 pen.
1 penny.
Mm-hmm. So, dude, let's do some mathematication.
Okay. All right.
But go ahead and do it there, Weebo. I've got pictures up.
No, wait, go back. 500 and how many?
Just 536 pounds. We don't need the shillings and pennies. But at an inflation rate from what was 1923? 1924.
All right.
1924.
Do you want me to put it into USD first?
No.
No, you don't want me to transfer to US dollars?
But yeah, eventually. But you want to like go from pounds to dollars, not
Okay.
like what I'm saying is you don't want to go from pounds to dollars in today's money and then figure out backwards to the inflation. You don't want to do that.
Okay. So UK inflation rate, let's see, 536 pounds. What year was it?
1924.
Calculate. 33,426 pounds today. And that is 46,355 pounds. Or dollars. Dollary dues.
That's some serious money. It's you, motherfucker.
A man of opportunity had he gotten away with it, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at the crease in those pants. That's not no regular thief.
No.
Yeah.
He's got some nice digs.
Except for the socks.
Except for the socks, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those socks are no good, man.
That reminds me of
seriously, he's posing. Look at his hand in the pocket, the jacket.
He's like, this is my only photo up for a bit. Gotta make it count.
Right?
Oh, these guys were a con man crew, obviously.
Okay, those are some high pants.
Uh-huh.
Weebo, can you see both their dicks?
Yes.
You can, right? It's not just me, right?
I can see both of their penises in the outline of. One's like swinging very.
Why is he standing like this? Like, what is this?
Why is he making that face?
You can see my dick. That's this guy's like, oh god, they can see my dick. I haven't slept much in the last couple of days. I don't know.
That's okay.
Okay, good. This guy's ensemble is much nicer than this guy's ensemble.
What's going on with the U-shaped looking thing on this?
Right? It's like if you pulled his coat back, he's just wearing overalls.
Overall.
You know? Yeah. All right. What'd you do, fuckers do? Take it after the pair. Both age 16 appeared in North Sydney on break, enter, and steal charges for which they were put on bonds to be of good behavior for 12 months.
Oh.
16 years old. You two ragamuffins.
I don't believe it. They're tiny boys. They're youngins, and I don't believe it.
This guy I could believe was 16. I think this guy was well into his 20s. It's the suit that does it.
No, I have the opposite opinion. I think the younger guy was older, I think that the left guy was younger than the right guy. At least that's what it looks like to me. Ford was older than Nash.
You know what the giveaway is that I think is that their hats don't fit their heads. Like they really do. Like you need hats that don't make you look like tiny little people.
Just imagine wearing a suit and tie or bow tie around on the average day. Holly, would you do that if you had like a suit for every day?
A bow tie?
No, but a tie.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, Daniel Fullman, good point. When and why did men stop wearing hats? Actually, El Boyfriendo still wears a hat.
Beginning to wear fedoras and tipping them and the whole milady thing.
That's why we have TJ Kirk to thank.
Yeah, exactly. That whole bunch. You fucking weirdos.
I will say this, El Boyfriendo does wear a hat, but it's a baseball cap, and he wears it every single fucking day.
What's his team?
No, it's not a team. It's a Harry Potter baseball cap.
Oh, God.
And he's been wearing it for the last like 3 years. See, he'll get a hat, and I don't think it matters what hat he wears, but he gets a hat, and then he wears the fuck out of it until it like disintegrates on his head. I've washed it once in the 12 months, or not the 12 months, but since we moved in here.
Did you just throw it in the washing machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh. This man was a rapist.
You just went right to the rapist, huh? Okay,
it's the hair, it's the suit.
He was arrested many times. There was much written about in the newspapers. He was charged with numerous offenses, including shooting, assault, and in the 1940s was a pioneer in the illegal baccarat gaming in Sydney. Baccarat.
Oh, so he was like a multifaceted, no good person.
Yeah, man. This guy was a crook for fucking years and years. But Don't you malign him as a rapist. He's an illegal floating baccarat dealer.
Hey, they don't specify what kind of assault.
Well,
It could have been sexual in nature.
well, I guess that's true.
Did they make a distinction back then? I don't know. I haven't.
I
looked
would
at
think
criminal
so.
codes for them.
I would think so. Yeah.
You would think so, but then you're surprised because the definition for sexual assault to this day does not include made to penetrate. Just remember that.
He's also smoking.
It was a thing back then. It was
Yeah.
the thing to do.
You just walked around with a cigarette in your hands 24/7. Sometimes it
kind
wasn't
of
even
like-
lit.
It's kind of like reading the Bible. It was just one of those things that you let everyone do whenever they wanted to.
Did you say it's like reading the Bible?
Yeah.
You just kind of let people do it whenever they wanted to? Whereas today, when you need a license to read the Bible, what are you talking about?
No. I meant like it's one of those things that was just culturally predominant. Like, how many times have you gone into a hotel and found a Bible in the nightstand or in the nightstand drawer?
Right.
All right. And what does like every single prison have in their library that every prisoner is allowed to read whenever they want? And what do we swear upon in court?
Yeah.
Point made.
It's
Got 'em.
Judeo-Christian tradition. I mean, got him. What do you mean? I don't understand.
Got 'em.
Dude, that has very little to do with you. They were allowed to read. I was questioning the way you put it, not the prevalence of the Bible in society. Yeah, the Bible's been it's literally the most published and bought book in history. Yeah,
Exactly. And
what's your
smoking in
point?
the 1920s was kind of like just everywhere.
Cigarettes and Bibles.
Cigarettes and Bibles. That is my impression of the 1920s, Polly. And if it's incorrect, then I don't want to hear it.
Cigarettes, Bibles, baccarat, and prostitutes everywhere.
It's like nowadays, everyone's got a cell phone on them, and they're never found without one.
Yeah, that's funny. I got a copy of the Bible on my cell phone. That's interesting. You don't have a Bible app? I remember one time, Platty, we were over in her Discord. There's like 8 people in there. And Platty just kind of says, my Bible app just got an update. And both of us broke out laughing. And the other like 6 people in chat were like, I don't get it. What's so funny? I'm like, well, I don't know. That struck me as, well, both of us is really funny. It was, what do you mean an update? What, the new revelations came in? What
The Vatican has decided to release a new. If the Vatican just dropped Theologians 2.
Well, yeah, Platty's no Catholic. Trust me. That's some Baptist organization or what have you of America decided that no, these books don't count anymore. Let's see next. Oh, there's a fun-looking pair.
Oh, they look like they're fun at parties.
This guy's got a soupy sales kind of thing going.
Yeah.
They look like they're fun at parties. Yeah, they do look like a hired comedy troupe, don't they?
Yeah, because one of them
they come in and do their vaudeville thing. This guy sprays this guy with a seltzer bottle. You know,
yeah, one of them is comically smaller than the other, but the other one has ginormous fucking hands. Look at this man. Tell me this isn't a comedy act.
We're not here to rape and steal your stuff. We're funny people.
Yeah, and if you just so happen to lose your wallet while it is we're entertaining you, that's not our fault. It's fine. Pickpockets, the like of them, the both.
Seriously,
of them,
this guy looks like he'd beat you to death with a tire iron. Honestly, yeah.
He looks like an angry elf. You're right.
What they do? And why did they have to hose the floor out before they walked in? Is my question.
No, I don't know who Soupy Sales is. That's why I had to come up with my own thing.
Let's see. They're listed in the New South Wales Police Gazette as charged with stealing 7 packages of twine, value 14 pounds. Jones was further charged with 30 horse rugs, value 15 pounds, and 2 bales of capote.
What's a
value,
capote?
What the fuck is a capote?
I'm looking it up.
Let's find out. What's a capote?
I'm looking it up.
Several plants or seeds that grow long hairs.
A massive tropical deciduous tree of the silk cotton family that has a trunk with short, sharp pricks, a buttress base, and porous, lightweight wood, and that bears large seed pods containing numerous silky fibers. Okay, so it's basically like textile-y.
Yeah, so he stole twine, horse rugs, and material, fabric.
I wonder what they were doing. Hang on.
Making a better suit for this guy for their comedy act.
Go down. We see how many packages of twine.
Look, and this guy had the prison squat.
Yeah.
You know, the I'm in prison pose. You know, that's the.
So what I'm hearing is these two gentlemen were about to make the sickest wardrobe ever.
Yeah. These two were some notion thieves. All right. Oh, fuck yeah. This guy's posing like a badass. Look at this. Look at the way he's pinching his cigarette. He's got his waist jutted out, hat pulled down.
Is that Liam Neeson?
It's not Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's quite old, but he's not that old.
No. And then, like, I see it kind of in the face a little bit.
Is it just me, or were ears really bigger in the 20s?
You're right, they were. My grandfather's ears were huge at the end of his life. Well, he was born in the 1920s, so obviously.
What was in the water?
I think, to be honest, it was just a matter of, like, they used to pull on their ears.
I can't get over this guy's pose. It's like he's like, you know, it's like he just walked out of the Smooth Criminal video by Michael Jackson. Like he's about to start flipping a coin, standing on a street corner going, "Hey, kid."
Also, he is smoking.
Yeah, look at the way he's pinching the cigarette, man. This guy's got style.
From like here up, he kind of reminds me of Liam Neeson. From here up. Not the face, not the mouse, or the mouth. Here up.
He's kind of got an Andrew Cuomo thing working too. Just less rapey.
Anyway.
Well, I'm saying. All right, hold on. He's an opium dealer. Nice.
That sounds about right.
Operates with large quantities of faked opium and cocaine. Faked opium and cocaine.
So then he's not that bad of a guy.
He's a wharf laborer. Associates on the waterfront with thieves and drug traders.
Ooh. Is it really a crime to sell people fake drugs, though?
Yes.
But why?
Like,
if it's illegal to sell the real thing, why is it illegal to sell a knockoff of the real thing?
You mean like, I don't know.
Your Honor, I was not selling the drugs that I have been charged with. You'll see from the chemist labs that these are actually...
The chemist labs. It's not a toxicology report. It's the chemist labs.
This is 1920s, okay? So the toxicology reports didn't exist back then.
Oh, right.
Right.
You'll see as the apothecary indicates.
Knockoffs are usually worse and people could die using fake drugs, but they weren't selling real drugs. So can they be brought in on charges of selling drugs if the drugs were fake in the first place? I would argue no. Your Honor, rest my case. Release my defendant.
Yeah, put this man back to hanging out with
this man is
the waterfront thieves and drug traders pretending to be a wharf laborer.
Your Honor, this man may not be an honest man, but at least he is not a drug dealer.
But he's a man, damn it.
Let my defendant go.
I mean, and come on, look how cool he stands. This man's no Bowery tough. Yes, he is.
But like, if you're substituting whatever it is that makes cocaine powdery white with like baking soda, that's not going to kill anybody, right? It's fine. Just baking soda.
It says he operates with large quantities of faked opium and cocaine. It doesn't
Okay.
say faked opium and faked cocaine. So it could be faked opium and real cocaine.
Okay,
See,
all right.
They
But the
were
fake
ambiguous
opium-
in the 1920s.
Okay, say you're just selling a whole bunch of poppy seeds.
Uh-huh. I meant you to put them on your muffins. I didn't think you were supposed to crush them up and inject them.
It's fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's not.
Thank you, next 6 minutes for the donation. If you have any input on my PC's next sweet LED color scheme, I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say. Front runners are orange, red, or purple. What say you, Otter of the Awesome Chi? Orange, red, or purple? I'd go with purple personally. Purple's awesome. I've gone not by my choice, but hold on here.
Marcin Johnson says that baking soda is a lung irritant. All right, fine, fuck it. Baby powder then. Snort some baby powder, see what happens. It's fine. Or powdered sugar. How about that? All right, it's literally you're selling sugar, but it's not cocaine. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Disclaimer: I have never done drugs once in my life, so I have no idea what I'm fucking talking about.
You've never done illegal drugs.
Yes.
You're drinking wine right out of the bottle.
Actually, there is no wine in that bottle, so you can't prove jack diddly squat.
Well, when the apothecary returns with your blood analysis, he'll show that you're quite the drunkard.
No, not blood analysis. Hemoglobin content.
Yeah, your hemoglobus. Okay.
My hemoglobin labs.
See, look at the ears on this guy. Looks like he can start flapping them and take off and escape the prison.
As I said, they used to pull very roughly on the ears.
He was kept under observation, however, and was caught in the act of attempting to rob a man, being then accompanied by Philip Noonan, alias Alan Noonan, alias Peter Newman, a spieler operating in the... Spieler?
I'm looking it up. S-E-I-E-L.
What does spieler mean?
It means...
a lengthy, extravagant speech or argument usually intended to persuade? Oh, as in a spiel. I get
style of talk associated especially with salesmen. Oh, so he was... Yeah, definitely arrest that man. He was a salesman. Fuck up. We don't need those kind of people.
Yeah,
we
a long,
don't need
extravagant
those
speech or
kinds.
pitch. But that's like Yiddish spiel. That's why you say it like that. It's not spiel.
Hey, it's not just the Yiddish that use the word spiel.
The
I
Yiddish,
use it.
the Yiddish people.
It's the Polish.
Hey, broken nose Alec Baldwin, how you doing?
See, I'm not the only one finding famous people's faces in these mugshots. I'm 90% sure it's because of the quality and the fact that they're in black and white.
And stop treating your hat like that, man.
He can do whatever he goddamn well pleases, Polly. It's his hat. I don't see you sporting a stylish
I own a hat.
Are you wearing it right now?
No.
Then shut up.
Are you wearing it right now? That's I Jesus Christ. What a hell of a standard you got there, Weebo. I have to wear all the clothes I own to claim ownership of them?
No, not to claim ownership, just to criticize other people for the way that they...
Okay, so
Wear.
I got pajama pants, socks, and a t-shirt on. So I could that's all I could judge.
Exactly.
And boxers. I'm not wearing underwear here. I got boxers on.
Daniel Fullman asks if you can say the rest of this entire episode with that of a 1920s radio announcer voice. I think the chat would really enjoy that.
Aw. His name's B. Moody. He be Moody.
So did they just write the names of these people in chalk above them before they take their mugshot, or?
I'm actually kind of curious. Okay, so if it's a rather large photograph, I could see them writing on it. Like, what did they write on the glass plate that the exposures were done on at this time? Or are they writing on the actual photographic paper? If so, these are either really large photographs, or the writing is extremely small. If you think about like a small little whatever the fuck, like one the size of a smartphone or whatever the hell, imagine how tiny that writing would be.
Or maybe they're just writing it on the photo after it's been developed.
That's what I just said. But imagine if it was a photo the size of like your smartphone. That would be tiny little writing.
I don't think it's that small. I think the
Dude, what are you kidding me? Look at this little Mr. Moody.
I don't think the picture is that I don't think the picture is that big.
You think it's an 8x10 glossy of
I think
broken nose Alec Baldwin here?
It's big enough to fit in a manila envelope.
Oh, yeah.
At the largest.
Like an 8x10 glossy.
Maybe, numbers, what are they even?
What is a number? I mean, there's social constructs.
It's just, an Arabic way of keeping track of the amount of things that a person has. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
The numerals are Arabic. That's it.
Your mom was Arabic.
My mom was very far from being Arabic. Holy shit.
I did not have a lot of wide poly, but I am feeling very interesting today. Yeah, so that's what happened to Alistair Moody.
Hey, how's it going? Are you a little chilly? Are you
been there in the prison?
Hey, Helen Krieger.
Hi. I think it's pronounced Krieger.
Krieger? Okay, let's see what Helen Krieger did. Whoa, there's a lot. Whoa! Illegal
it's
abortions.
A novel. What?
Let's see. Krieger was one of 4 people arrested and charged with the murder of Gertrude Mabel Hayden.
Oh, no.
Look, named after Farr's namesake. Farr's Prudence Gertrude. And I haven't doxed her. Nobody knows her last name. You guys need to quit getting up in my face. But I've tried telling you for a long time, man. They're really into their old-timey names in Australia, like Gertrude and...
Yeah.
So Gertrude Mabel Hayden. In October of the previous year, Gertrude Hayden had been taken to the Coogee flat of a woman known as Nurse Taylor to procure an illegal abortion. She died there in the flat. Police later claimed that she was murdered by Nurse Taylor at the behest of Hayden's husband, Alfred. A team of lowlifes was eventually assembled by Taylor's husband, Frank, to remove the putrefying remains in a horse and cart. And then in a somewhat farcical progress across Sydney, it was later recounted by numerous witnesses. Police became involved the following year after Gertrude Hayden's relatives in England became suspicious. The case became known in the press as the Coogee Trunk Mystery, referring to the trunk in which the corpse was allegedly removed from the flat. Sick bitch.
So a woman sought out an illegal abortion. This woman performed it, botched it, and then everyone to cover it up had to we have a whole team of people trying to cover this up and carting this corpse around town. Where did the corpse end up?
It's a good question.
There's somewhat farcical progress. Farcical.
Yeah. I think that's a Roo skin jacket. I think she's wearing kangaroo.
Isn't that illegal?
No, you can shoot them and eat them.
Really?
Sure, they're everywhere.
They're just like deer in Australia?
Yeah, there's more roos than there are people in Australia. I think that's true, actually. I don't think I just made that up. Yeah, there's a lot of them. They're not remotely endangered.
How many kangaroos?
Bipedal pests is what they are.
Oh, so they literally are like the deer of Australia.
Yeah.
How many kangaroos? No, not types of kangaroos. How many number-wise are there of these bipedal rat thingies? It doesn't say. It won't tell me. Fuck you. Anyway, I'd like to meet a kangaroo once.
Sir,
You look
your nostrils.
Angry.
They're very large.
It's Tom Hardy. At a distance.
Goddamn! What sort of? What makes you so angry towards Tom Hardy? He's really got some excessive hat hair working over here, though.
It's the head. He's not wearing it correctly, obviously.
You know what, Taylor? I need bigger pockets on my suit coat. I don't feel that I can carry enough belongings in my regular pockets. I need you to put bigger ones.
Taylor, do you understand what it is that I am doing with my pockets on a daily basis in the streets of this here fine town of Sydney, Australia. Well,
I need to keep a
can't let you
Bible
go.
in each pocket, sir. So it's the
Because-
1920s after all.
What if someone doesn't have a Bible, God forbid? I need to give them mine and then still have my own. Oh,
Whew.
Frankenstein.
Holy Christ, he rose from the grave to commit a crime. Look at his hands. They look like the hands of a zombie.
Those hands look like they could just encompass my whole face.
Yeah.
Without issue.
Like, look at that brow. That is a very serious, and of course, the 1920s ears.
I'm going to look that up. Why were old people ears such a thing? Why were
It's not even old people. These people are like, early to middle aged in all of these photographs. They had old people ears and young bodies. It's weird.
Why were people's ears so? Why do people have large ears? No, I want to know why people have.
You'll never find out. It's like, why were tits pointy in the 1970s? No one knows. They just were. See, you're laughing, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know. In history? No, I really want to know. And if I have to go through like a whole as genetic study, like switch careers, get a completely separate degree.
Let's see. His name is Mr. Flood, and he is one of two men arrested over the theft of 400 blouses from a Kent Street merchant. Both were sentenced to 2 years at hard labor. Well, he looks like he's ready for some hard labor, this blouse thief.
Yep. So Eric Grindsader says that there are 34,3 million kangaroos. What kind of fucking number is that?
That's a lot of fucking kangaroos. Holy
Commas in numbers instead of periods. What nonsense. Yes, I'm being a little bit judgy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm still... What? Sir. I would say your fly is open, but we all know that that's your sweater.
I don't know. They wear their pants pretty high. I think he's ready to pop the junk at any second here.
You think that his penis is about to make a guest appearance?
Yeah. Breaking, entering, and stealing. Let's see. Whose MO includes breaking lead-lighted door or windows or forcing the fan lights of dwelling houses during the absence of tenants. God damn, people wrote weird in the 20s in Australia. He disposes of stolen property to patrons of hotel bars or to persons in the street, professing to be a second-hand dealer. Although he consorts with prostitutes and frequents hotels and wine bars in the vicinity of the Haymarket, he's described as being of quiet disposition.
I don't know about that. His hair says otherwise.
His hair's quite ostentatious and gregarious. It's not.
Yeah. His hair looks like he stands out in a crowd. And therefore his personality would match. It stands to reason.
But what? Somebody can't have gregarious hair and be a reserved personality?
No, Polly. It's antithetical. All right? The inside matches the outside. There is an outward manifestation of a person's personality in most cases.
Okay. I'm just
like, for instance, take myself, for example.
Okay.
Pretty on the outside, pretty on the inside.
That was really subtle. How you managed to turn there. Oh, that's it.
That's unfortunate. We need more of these because this is actually...
man, we made a lot of use of this content. Holy shit.
I didn't think we were gonna get this far with this. So, Polly.
Yes.
We have about 17 more minutes until we're at the 2-hour mark. Would you like to call it at 2 hours?
Sure.
I don't know why I asked. We're doing it anyway. Because otherwise, I'm going to be a cranky Weebo in the morning. And I already have a show not the morning, but the afternoon, the evening. And a cranky nameless thief might make for an entertaining one. I don't know. We'll see. But it definitely doesn't bode well for my performance during the day, the work day. So.
Fair enough.
So another 15 or so-ish minutes.
Yeah, that works.
Around the 9:30 mark for the end. of this here stream.
Hold on, I'm trying to find my way to the chat. There you are. There's chat.
Hi, chat.
Hello, chat.
I know. I'm sorry. It is lame that I have to go to bed because I have to wake up early because I have a normal person job. Ugh, it's stupid and I hate. No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like my job, Polly.
Do you?
I do. I really enjoy doing what I do. And most of the reason why is because I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of people on a daily basis. I'm just strictly facing code, trying to solve problems, looking through all of the data and the code to find out why the thing is not working the way that I want it to, and then looking for solutions to fix it. Zelthorth says that you should go take a nap after this.
He's not wrong.
You should go take a nap after this.
Porbally.
Both go to bed.
I should porbally go to bed.
Porbally. Yep. You should porbally go to bed.
I definitely need a nap. He's not wrong. I am straight tuckered.
Straight tuckered.
Yeah.
That's a word that I don't hear in everyday vernacular. Tuckered. It's usually just tired. Or sleepy. Or grumpy.
I got grumpy a lot.
Yeah?
From my ex-girlfriend, yeah. She's like, go have a nap, you're grumpy.
I am the same way sometimes when I'm grumpy. When I'm hungry too. I'm just like, I hate people.
Yeah, and she had a way of, she needled me well. She had to get on my nerves. She said, do I need to get you a banana? Because clearly you're hungry, so you're being very grumpy right now, and would say with that tone. Do you have any idea how infuriating that is when you're already pissed off? And
I bet it's very infuriating. I bet that's probably a big point of contention in your previous relationship. It's like, woman, don't talk to me like that. I'll have the banana, but it's not because you said so. It's because I want it. Is that why she's your ex, Polly? Asks Leo Prime.
Not particularly, like not precisely, but it's not a missed quality. Let's put it that way. I don't.
What, you don't like it when women come along and mother you?
That's not mothering.
It has elements of being that condescending. I don't know, like my ideal version of a mom person is, someone that doesn't take your shit and calls you on your shit and is like, do I have to go check to see if the thing is where it is that I said it was? That you said isn't where it is? I don't believe you when you said you couldn't find the thing.
That's the fucking tone.
Oh, really? It's not there? I know that it's there. I know for a fact that it's there because I put it there last week. And unless you moved it, it should be there. And if you moved it, then it's wherever it is that you put it back.
You just went from mom to bint. Stop it.
There's a very fine line there, Polly. You have to understand. It's like a teetering edge.
Next 6 minutes says, Polly, you should come to San Antone sometime, man. We could take in a ball game and then get hammered and play pool badly into the wee hours of the night, homie.
He means the video game.
Well,
not actually go make a trip out to San Antonio, but like in GTA.
Oh. I was like, oh, that's disappointing.
San Antonio?
What? You got a problem with Texas? What's wrong with Texas?
No, nothing. I'm just...
Texas is a great place. I know somebody who just moved to Texas.
I've never been to Texas, actually, so.
You know who I thought already moved to Texas but didn't move to Texas but is still actually moving to Texas? God, I need sleep.
Who?
Blair White. I thought she moved like a year ago.
No.
Took her for fucking ever to move. I'm still sub to Blair White. And she's
same, even though she blocked me on Twitter.
What did you do?
Oh, I called her on her bullshit because she not calling her on bullshit, but she made a claim. She was sexually assaulted in her youth.
Uh-huh.
She made a claim on Twitter, something along the lines of, if I made a video calling out my sexual assaulter, or she was contemplating making a video calling out her sexual assaulter, and I said, don't use YouTube as like your hammer of justice. Go to the law instead. And for that, I was blocked. It was something along those lines. I can't remember exactly. I made a whole video about it, documenting the process too, because I was holding her to the same standard that I hold everyone to. But apparently, that wasn't what you wanted to hear.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No, I was like, she was one of the first people that was like, oh, sorry, I reach for something there. Yeah, Marcin says Austin is very liberal. That's where I was talking about that to Eve. I said, Blair White I thought she'd already moved. It's like, no, but she's moving to Austin though. That's how bad of a reputation or how big of a reputation that place has. And it's not exactly like a cheap place either. Like if you're moving to Texas, move somewhere where you can. Yeah, one of the beautiful parts about moving from Los Angeles to Texas, you know, if you're pulling like what's his name? Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Joe Rogan just got like an instant pay raise of, 30-40% just by not having to pay California taxes in terms of business taxes and personal taxes.
Yeah.
Like unfucking believable. And so, yeah, take maximum advantage of that by not moving to some super expensive metropolitan area. I'm not saying, move to the middle of rural East Texas, but,
Why
the
can't
center
I
of
find this
Austin.
fucking video? Where did it go? It's really pissing me off. Yeah, no, I couldn't move to Texas for one very specific reason, and it's because it's too hot, and our boyfriend would complain the whole fucking time we lived there.
Well, it's a huge place. You can move places that are more temperate.
This is the man that wants to live in Alaska full year.
Really?
Yeah, Alaska. Or he'll make a case for like Montana. Maybe.
Montana.
Texas.
The land of 12 people.
Too hot. Found it! Miss Blair White needs to chill. That was what I named the video. Yeah, okay, so this is what she said. I found it. I didn't want to make another claim that I didn't substantiate. The man who raped me when I was 18 popped up on my Facebook. Maybe in my next video should be me confronting him after all these years. So I said, where did I say the thing that I said? Confront him with the law, not the court of public opinion. And for that, I was blocked.
Boom. So said the top tier breeder.
So said the top tier breeder.
That's what your name was there. What?
Oh, yeah. That was a name that I picked out of my comments from someone who called me a top tier breeder. Oh, wow. The history of my existence on the internet has been a interesting one, I will say.
A long, embarrassing job costing one. That's I'm kidding. It's
I am gainfully employed right now.
I've always been interested by the idea of gainfully employed. As opposed to what? Being a serf?
Well, okay, so gainfully employed is in, you have enough money left over after bills and insurance and taxes to be able
Is that what it's meant to be?
Save.
Not check to check? Gainfully that you're...
I think so.
Oh, okay.
That's what I take it to mean.
That makes a lot more sense than to be like, well, I'm actually earning money, as opposed to an unpaid internship. Like you're not a journeyman or whatever the fuck. You're not an apprentice. And other old-timey words.
It says here, gainfully employed is just an idiom for provided with a job that pays wages or salary. Okay, so then I guess it isn't what I said it was. Then why does it exist?
See? That's what I'm saying.
Hang on. I'm going to go to the most trusted source of all time, Wikipedia, to find out what gainfully employed means. It means an employment situation where the employee receives steady work and payment from the employer. So I guess, okay, so what that means is like you have a set amount of hours that you are contracted, or not contracted, but you work every single week. Because you know how like there are some jobs where you don't get a guaranteed 40 hours a week?
Sure.
That's what I think maybe they're precluding from this definition is there are some jobs where you're scheduled to work a certain amount of hours and they can flex them depending on what you need or what they need or how sketchy they want to be. Because of course, once you get to like 35, 40 hours, certain laws apply to you as a full-time worker that didn't prior to that. So that's what they mean by gainfully employed. Close it out, Weebo. Got him.
Boom.
Woo.
All right. So what we were supposed to watch what last night?
So it was a toss-up between your recommendation and my recommendation. Mine being that of Atonement, yours being The Confession.
Right.
Yeah. And I think we were going to watch The Confession, which I still want to watch. And I still also want to watch Atonement with you. But now we have to wait like however much amount of time that it takes for me to find another spare 5 hours in my day.
Stop saying that. It doesn't take us 5 hours to watch a movie, Weebo.
It does, though.
But it totally does.
It does. You can't convince me otherwise. It takes us 5 hours because both of us, and you cannot deny this, both of us talk during the movies, and because of that, we have to go back in the movie and go.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome, by the way. I like talking during movies. I
do too.
I drive people crazy in the theater. I'm like, that's part of the ticket. That's I've paid for it. I get to talk. I will not have my phone out. Don't worry. It won't be glowing and me texting and calling people and shit. That's not going to happen. But I'm going to talk.
This is
people like, oh, you're that
experience.
guy. I hate people like you that talk in the theater. And it's like, yeah, well, yeah. Here's the thing. It's not like I show up for the early show, like the 7 p.m. show on Friday. I don't do that. Okay. I show up for like the 11 o'clock show on Sunday. So like there's a minimum because I want as few people in the theater as possible because I don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of little bastard children making fucking noise.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And you know, and you know, I've snuck in liquor and I don't want people like right beside me judging me while I'm drinking illegally in the theater. I'm not sure if it's illegal. Against policy, whatever. What?
Sorry, I just got distracted by this thing. I'll show it to you.
Did you get a dick pic? Looks like you got a dick pic.
It's a little bit more interesting than that.
Okay. Holy shit. Fuck. Oh my god.
Catch a fish. What kind of fish is that? Oh wow, it's just not letting go, is it?
Okay. Is he trying to like angle that fish or is that fish trying to like angle him? I'm
at a loss. Is that a tarpon? That's not a tarpon, is it?
I will fucking wrestle that fucker to the ground. You're
at that point,
down.
Let the man have the fish, all right? Even if it is illegal for him to kill that fish, let him have the fish, all right? I think he deserves it. He almost lost a fucking hand because of it. Sorry, that distracted me. I closed out of my comments and Twitter opened up because it was the next tab, and I was like, oh, wow, that's what's going on my timeline? But yeah, sorry, you were talking about the movies and what shows
I like yakking during the films. Yeah, I get that on occasion. The people that go, can I just can you quiet down a little bit? And I, always the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, totally. No. And then keep going. Don't go in that room. He's waiting for you. Yeah, I yell at the theater at the screen. Yeah.
No, cease.
Yeah, but the whole thing too, like it's not just like complaining about the movie. I also applaud cool scenes and like, oh fuck yeah, woo, do it, man. Like that kind of shit. Hell
I
yeah.
too have no self-control from my voice box to my brain. It's just the way that I function. That's why
I have
this
control.
works.
I just choose not to engage it. It's
Well, it's so much more effort to be like, no, you don't have to make a witty remark about, the director and his cinematic decision to use a Dutch angle here, Weebo. It's fine. You don't have to. No, fuck off. I will say this. Because this is how I enjoy movies. Daniel Fullman asks, you ever miss what is happening because you're talking, Polly? Yes, he does, actually. I will say that. I have to go back in the movie and I have to explain to him what happened because he was talking over this crucial dialogue.
Yeah, but I asked you to explain stuff to me anyway. Okay, so hold on. Who's this guy? Like,
Daniel Fullman?
No, I know who Daniel Fullman is. No, I mean, like, remember we were watching
Pretentious and
what was it?
Whatever it is that you come up with.
Pretentious and upper crustiness.
No, Pride and Prejudice. You fuck.
Yeah, it's. I was like, so wait, who's this guy? Who's the guy? Because the two guys came to town, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was the two guys. There was the eligible bachelor, and then
Mr.
the other
Darcy and Mr. Bingley.
You're right. Okay, and I kept losing track of who was supposed to be who.
Bingley is the one that looks exactly like his namesake. He's got the froofy hair and the bug eyes, and he's a ginger, and he's smiling all the time. Hence the name Bingley.
What's a Bing?
What's in a name?
Jesus Christ.
Here. Let me show you what I mean. Chat. Does this not look like a Bingley to you?
Yeah, he does look like a Bingley, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. And then Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy.
Does he not look like a tortured soul who just...
Yes, he absolutely does look like a tortured soul.
A+ casting, because these are their characterizations to a fucking T. Like, I'm sorry, but Mr. Darcy, this actor, it's best casting for Mr. Darcy. I know Colin Firth also played Darcy at one point, but he didn't encompass Mr. Darcy as well as... Oh, God, I can't remember what his name was.
Sullen melancholy over there.
I used to know it. Now I don't. Matthew McFadden. What a charming guy.
He looks like a McFadden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Doesn't he look like a tortured soul? Yes, he absolutely does, all the way. I'm going to sit alone in my study and write lines of dour poetry.
Just some moody shit.
Yeah.
I could never possibly enjoy life. That's too much of a burden upon my weary soul.
Mr. Darcy, you're a man of impressive means. Why don't you go find some lady? Oh, I would want to.
I could never be troubled to find a lady.
No, he could be troubled. He wouldn't want to.
I would never care to burden a lady.
Exactly. He wouldn't want to burden the young lady and her glad heart with his sad tidings.
Joy, what's that? I would never. Caught dead smiling. Poof. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh. That's why it's my favorite movie, because it's so easy to make fun of as well as enjoyable to watch. See, we're doing it.
And it doesn't, it's not full of girly romance at all.
Well, that's definitely one of those selling points. But the dialogue is so witty, Polly. Come on, tell me you didn't enjoy every single back
you can't. Okay, wait, now hold on. I did, but then I pointed out to you the insanely witty dialogue of Casablanca, which you thought was meh. So don't tell me about no witty dialogue.
I think that
I happen to enjoy the witty dialogue in both, whereas if there isn't the girly romance and the tortured, and there is no better tortured soul in the world than Richard Blaine, Rick, Humphrey Bogart's character in Casablanca. Are you kidding me? He's the quintessential tortured soul.
Torturing oneself in the soul is definitely more compelling than having been tortured by a woman. I'm just kidding. You're right, 100%. But
oh no, what are you talking about? Rick is totally the author of his own pain. That's the tragedy of his character. He made all of it happen. He keeps choosing that.
Woe is me. I'm so sullen, and it's my own damn fault. But pity me.
Yeah, he's selling arms to the fucking rebels in Spain and used to help the underground to fight the Nazis, but then he just ran a saloon, right? And as what's his name? Oh shit. Laszlo, as Victor Laszlo says to him, isn't it curious that you're always on the side of the underdog? He goes, yes, and that was always a poor business decision of mine, but I never considered myself much of a businessman.
So, Polly, we're over, which means we have to sign off.
All right.
So, do you have anything worth shilling?
Well, the AAA stream will be over on Drunken Uncle's channel tomorrow, later on. No, not today. See, that's how much I need a nap. I've actually lost track of the days. I thought it was tomorrow, but it's not. On Monday, tomorrow, we'll be over on Drunken Uncle's channel at, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island. And then on Wednesday, the big show. This is the AAA stream over on my channel where the real fun happens.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the same time though, which is 5:30 p.m. Eastern and 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Any videos planned?
I do have videos planned that I've been working on.
Excellent.
Different stuff and things.
Yes.
Well, nothing I want to tell anybody about.
Oh, it's a secret then?
Yeah, of course.
Lame.
All
right, fine. I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah, it is.
Tomorrow I will be on side quest as the Nameless Thief, switching places with Spooky Weeb Trash. And so there's... What?
Love that. I just love that. It's great.
And so there's that. I'm also working on 2 videos. One is hopefully going to be ready by the end of August. The other one's going to be ready by the beginning of September, which is literally the same time frame, but there's a difference, I hope. Fingers crossed. One of the videos is going to be called Cancel Culture Doesn't Exist. That's the one that's coming out sooner rather than later. The other one is Down with Anon. And I will leave it at that.
Down with Anon.
Down with Anon. Like
Damn.
Anon.
All right.
Anonymity.
No, I hear you.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing that thing where I clickbait title again.
That's fine.
It's my only way of marketing.
It's called teasing the audience. I get it. It's fine.
I like to poke at the people just a little bit. Anyway, so that's what I got planned. Hopefully that can get, moving train wise, because it's been a slog, and like I said, I've been working on this one video script for quite some time. Not as long as I thought I was, but it's coming along quite nicely, in all its skits. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here next week. Same time, same place, same udder, same face. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it wasn't an otter today. I was Paul Vario, but whatever. Hey, Paulie.
And thank you so much, guys, for joining us this fine evening. We deeply appreciate all of your donations and your likes, your comments, your subscribbles, and your shares, and even your dislikes too, because those help. Without you guys,
oh yeah, here, let me dislike the channel. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Without y'all, we would just be 2 morons talking in a Discord server. And that's that. Polly, say goodbye to the people.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for being here.
Good night.